Hello guys, welcome to the fourth video of Module 5, and here we're going to study about some different types of machine learning. The first one is supervised, then comes unsupervised, and lastly we have reinforcement learning. So let's go ahead and look into them one by one and try to understand that what they are. So machine learning can be further split into three different aspects. One is supervised learning, other is unsupervised learning, and lastly we also have the reinforcement learning. For this program, I'm just going to teach you two different type of supervised learning algorithms. One is going to be useful for the regression purpose and the other one is going to be useful for the classification purpose. In the regression, we are going to deal with a fake data that we are going to create by ourselves in order to understand how a machine learning algorithm is working. And then in the classification, you are going to work with some real stars data in order to create some kind of a web application that's going to identify a type of star based on some of its properties. So this is something that you will be creating and it's completely with respect to supervised learning. And I'm not at all going to give any kind of explanations with respect to unsupervised learning or reinforcement learning because it's going to be out of the scope for this particular program. However, let me just give you a basic difference between three of them. If we talk about supervised learning, I can clearly show you that in the supervised learning, we require a labeled data. So what is the labeled data? Over here, let's say for classification, we are giving some type of different classes that our models needs to predict. So we are saying that, you know what, based on this type of input, you need to keep in mind that this is the output that you need to predict. If this is the type of input, this is the type of output you should predict. So based on this type of labeled data, it looks into it and then learns from it. After that, what happens? It's going to go ahead and use only this input columns and then learns and gives some kind of predictions from this labeled data. It is also true for this regression model. It's doing in the exactly same process. It goes through this type of input data and then learns to predict what should be the output. And if the output is not able to be predicted in the correct way, your model is going to be trained until it starts predicting very close to this kind of values. So this is called as label data, when your model knows if it is learning in a proper way or it is still requiring some kind of training. But in contrast to this, if I talk about unsupervised learning, it does not require a label data. The algorithms in the unsupervised learnings are created in a way in which they can go ahead and figure out some of the patterns and take the decisions by themselves without having any type of labels. And if I talk about reinforcement learning, over here, we neither require any type of data nor we need any kind of labels. Over here, we require only two type of things. One is the agent and one is the environment that is needed to be mastered by that agent. So if I give you a very simple example of the reinforcement learning, that would be over here. Let's say, for example, you are trying to create a tic-tac-toe game where based on the user feedbacks, your computer is going to understand what is the best possible way to play that game such that it can never lose from any type of human being. So this belongs to the category of reinforcement learning. I've already given you some examples with respect to the supervised learning as in what kind of things you'll be dealing with. And for the unsupervised category, I have given you one example of the recommendation system. So I hope this is giving you some kind of an idea that what are the different things you can do with the help of machine learning algorithms. And yes, in the upcoming few videos, we will be learning about two of the supervised learning algorithms, one for regression purpose and one for the classification purpose. So yes, that's it for this particular video over here. And I hope that you are able to understand these different types of machine learning branches that we are having over here.